Welcome back. Today we're going to San Antonio.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Let me do that again. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're in San Antonio.
Good job.
That's exactly what he did.
We are finally leaving. Kids had a good swim trying to catch a city bus. We had to find out where to catch it at. There's the bus right there.
Where?
Well, the bus stand. Probably have to walk this path, huh? To get out of the gate. We realized we want to also see the Mexican market. And so we probably killed a little more time than we had wanted to. Or should have. And we're hoping, we left the phone. Oh, you did?
Yep.
Cool. You're so awesome.
Yeah. Remember that.
Plan is the city bus is $1.30 a person, and so for $5.20 we're able to get to downtown. Hope it works out as smooth as it sounds. The most interesting part of the bus ride was the passenger that got on about halfway to downtown.
That person was drunk.
Yeah, there was a drunk lady who was not only drunk but a bit belligerent. Had a little bit of attitude, was asked to get off the bus, didn't get off the bus. And we actually saw quite a bit of stuff like that in San Antonio, to the point that having young kids with us, we were a little uncomfortable. Yeah.
Not little.
So eventually, after a couple of miles of the bus driver fighting with this lady, she finally got off, and he said she was a regular. And anyway, it kind of started us off with that feeling of the city. So we got off the bus and we were going, I forget the name of the Mexican market, but there's an outdoor Mexican market.
It's called the Mexican Market.
Yeah.
Mexican market.
The Mexican market.
I thought it had a different name.
Oh,
But
It did.
Alright, here we are at Market Square. The bus ride was an experience that I may not recommend. We were hoping for like an authentic cultural experience in this market.
Yeah.
And I thought it could have been much more than what it was. It really just came across as a way to sell t-shirts of San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bus dropped us off at the one entrance at the end, and so we got to walk through the middle of it and look at, all the t-shirts and trinkets and stuff. But as we were walking in, there was a woman, a homeless woman, or I'm not sure, she was on drugs, or I'm sorry, but she was drunk or something, and so we kind of like hurry up and walked into the market, and she didn't follow us in there. And so we kind of, lingered through the market and got to the other end, and there she was again, coming at us. And at that time, a police officer saw her, and so he came and
Asked her to move along.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're a little bit of a target as a tourist to start with, but I'm walking around with this big camera with the dead cat on the microphone, and we look like a person to walk up to and ask for things. But it happened not only there at that market. We went further down the street.
There were more.
There were more, and we stopped at a church there, and it happened outside of the church. And so
If it was just Tony and I mean, I think I would have been all right.
A little
we
more
would have moved
comfortable,
on, but
yeah.
with the boys, it was very uneasy for me and
Yeah.
having them there with us.
Well, you're in a strange place.
I don't know this place.
Strange
Never been there
place.
before.
You don't know anybody around you. You don't know where to go for help, and it just, you know, it makes us all feel a little uncomfortable, whether or not you have compassion for them.
But we still walked into the, the churches, and they're beautiful. The architecture and the history behind all that is just so amazing to see that. So I did enjoy.
But we were moving so fast because of the heat
That was fun.
that honestly, I didn't slow down enough to really learn exactly what we were looking at, because it was sort of survival mode out on the street. 100 degrees in San Antonio. After we left the church, we walked to the part where you can drop down into the Riverwalk, which is the thing that San Antonio is famous for. Up on the city streets, we were constantly being hounded by people asking for money and whatever else they were saying. So we made it here to the Riverwalk, and we came down to the river level, and hopefully it's a little better down here. So, the San Antonio Riverwalk. Did you guys feel it felt like a whole, not only a new city, but like a whole new world when you just dropped below street level?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it was
it did.
cooler, a little cooler down there, I guess, because the river.
Little cooler. We saw many officers on patrol. Remember bumping into that guy? And it was pretty obvious that the city they knew where their bread and butter was for tourists, and they made an effort to make it feel a lot safer. So all these comments about how we felt up on street level was completely different when we were down in the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started these long summer road trips when the boys were about 8 or 9 years old, and you know, the older they get, they're able to participate
And more things.
differently on our trips. For instance, I remember here at the Riverwalk, you guys helped us to figure out the map and where we were, and
Yeah.
starting to help us navigate. That was nice.
We have to go out to up Houston Street, and we'll be at the Alamo in no time.
Yeah, but I think he wanted us to go on the river until Prophet Street. Actually, look, there's a park here that would cut through.
Okay.
We have to get to, that's the sharp bend, I guess, that he's
Yeah,
talking
that's
about.
where we're at.
Yeah.
I think that hole is where we're at.
So if we go up on Houston Street, we can go straight down and we'll go to the
Yeah,
Alamo.
but I don't want to walk on the city street that long. Hot up there.
Yeah. You ever
And-
found a little rock about that big?
And we, I'm not looking.
No, seriously, we did find one that was like one of those stones.
Folks,
Alright.
if you don't have a middle schooler, you might not know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Don't look at his finger when he does this, because
About to smack
he'll slap you in the back of the
smack
head.
you.
Anyway, we don't look at anything below the waist in this family.
That sounds weird.
So, but not only did they help us with navigating, but you know, watching their every move. We don't have to be quite as we don't have to hover quite as often much.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Or is he being serious?
And they can carry heavier backpacks too.
Okay,
You
that's
can.
that's it.
That's enough for mine. I'm gone. I'm gone.
All right.
That's the best part. That's the part. That's the part.
I haven't carried a backpack in 3 years.
Texas fought for its independence from Mexico. Okay, no kidding, it is freaking hot. But here is the Alamo.
So we arrived at the Alamo and going to walk in the door and find out.
The fee.
Nope, no fee.
No fee.
But I do usually talk about fees, so that's a good guess, Owen. No, they don't allow filming in the Alamo.
Nope.
So
Oh yeah, you're right.
trust us, the inside looks a lot like the outside, just in shade. Is that a good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. After we got out of the Alamo itself, on the back side of the Alamo is a beautiful park, which is still the grounds of the Alamo. And there's, you know, a lot of shade trees, and you can take a bit of a, it's a bit of an oasis in the middle of that city.
How much are those pots?
$5.29.
Ooh, there's a little quarter down there. Few quarters, actually.
Now, what's your plan, Owen, with these pennies?
I'm just take all of them.
Take all of them.
Yeah. You'll see a nice dollar down there.
So you're telling all of YouTube that you're a thief?
Well, I'm not stealing. It's just people putting money in a fountain for
Oh.
other people to take.
Is that why they put it there?
Yep.
Well, the
Find a
exit
way out.
closed. We have to go through the Alamo.
To get out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's no other way out.
Huh.
The water is cold. Is it? I'm gonna jump in. Ooh, it's hot.
We found a little piece of shade and a place to sit. And I don't think any of us have the courage to leave until the sun goes down.
That would be about right.
Yeah.
We'll leave this area till the sun goes down. Oh, I wouldn't do that,
What?
We had run out of our water already,
Oh yeah.
and we're starting to really need some more water.
You saw a what?
Strip club. Or a sign for it anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is that? What is that? Well, we're not going.
Yes, I know.
Why would we go?
Finally found a vending machine for water. Water was $3 a piece.
For a water bottle.
$6, Owen.
$6. $6.
It was
For a bottle?
$6 for a bottle of water. When you got tourists coming and they're kind of trapped there, we're held captive in this city, and it's hot as Hades. Be a little realistic with the water.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you need to make a little bit, but $2 or $3 for a bottle is fine. $6 is, you know, we saw a family of, it was like a family of 4 or 5 that spent like $20 for everybody to have a drink of water.
Yeah.
We were talking, you know, it was 100 degrees there
Yeah.
when we went.
Yeah.
We finally found a water fountain, but it was $1 to get water there.
At the water fountain?
No, it wasn't.
No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
You're just kidding.
It
But
was
the
a
water
joke.
wasn't
It's a
too
joke.
good.
You ruined my groove.
Your groove?
My groove.
Dad, what are you doing?
Trying to survive. We went through 3 liters of water and 2 or 4 bottles, and we did that in about 2 hours, huh?
Yeah.
So we're getting another 3 liters out of this water fountain.
I found air conditioning in this historic building.
Yeah, we'll sign him up. If he can pick up the musket, we sign him up.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
Don't speak to Dad.
Feel
Now
the tip
what-
of that? It is sharp. Be very careful.
Now,
Now,
what
tip is very sharp.
The battle started in May. What month?
No, it was actually
I'm
in
asking
January,
because you
February.
have this thick wool on.
Oh yeah. Well, it actually started in February, January, February. Yeah. So March 6th is when the final assault took place, but it was for 13 days from the end of February. But we're actually a different war. We represent the American Revolution.
Oh.
The mission was here. It was a Spanish mission because it's been here since 1718.
Okay.
And we are the two biggest allies to the American colonists, France and Spain. And we fought under General Galvez. And you heard of the city of Galveston, Texas, named after General Galvez. He's Spain's hero of the American Revolution. He never lost a battle during the American Revolution fighting against the British.
Yeah.
And his troops were fed on, guess what? Cattle from San Antonio. The first cattle drives out of Texas was during the American Revolution to feed the troops of General Galvez as he fought against the British. Isn't that something? So there's a Texas connection to the American Revolution.
Yeah.
So we like to say that Texas had a stake in the American Revolution.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you spell the word stake.
The kids didn't hear that. They talking puns all day long.
Oh, really?
And they missed a good one.
They missed that one. You'll have to relay that one.
You don't know who that is? That's John Cena. And that's the Undertaker. Pat O'Brien's San Antonio. Not the real thing.
There was somebody in there that had a shirt with the F word all over it.
Really?
Yep.
Tell your mama she brought you in to see that stuff, Mom.
And then there was somebody that had the F word, a shirt with the F word in different fonts all over it.
There's a bruise.
What did you do? You broke the Bud Ruckers machine. The Bud fries will forever.
Bud fries forever.
So we waited for evening to take our boat ride, and Tony got in line to get the ticket. We are doing this boat tour because he's doing that. Boys, come on.
Tickets for $10, not $8 like they said.
Oh,
Everything's a few dollars more than
a few dollars more.
The boat ride was pretty cool.
The boat ride went throughout the city on the river.
About an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the lights started coming on.
Yep.
Remember that?
And they had bands in all the restaurants playing music.
And pigeons.
And remember
flying.
that? Yeah, the pigeons.
Lots of pigeons.
Lots of pigeons. Remember the
Dead
shark?
Pigeon. Shark.
That's a joke.
Ah, that's a good joke.
You ruined my groove.
That's great.
All the way down either side, please sit across from each other.
Thank you.
Well, my best advice to you guys, if we do come into water in the next 30 minutes, after you're done splashing around in the water panicking, just stand up and walk out. You're gonna be all right, it's only 4 feet deep.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente. Con una pasión tan fuerte. Ay, 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 ay. Ahora sigo cantando y sigo gozando. Yo sigo cantando y sigo gozando.
What's up, yo? Y'all come and get some shots, I'm sorry.
Now we're finally seeing. I think I hear bats.
As you
those
can
just
see depicted
pigeons?
on the cost sale.
All I'm seeing under the bridges are pigeons. And more pigeons. And pigeon poop. But
Now we're here
the
on
rest of the
right-hand
city is
side.
pretty cool.
Right-hand side.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente con una pasión tan fuerte. Ay, 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 ay.
What? Got it. What? What did you get? Piggy's nose?
That's how my next episode is starting.
I did not pick my nose.
It looked like you did.
I scratched.
It was beautiful. I really enjoyed it. I did nice. It was a highlight.
Yeah.
And at night was a good time for it. It was less hot.
Well, and the lights are cool. They're festive and really highly recommend doing the boats at night. Being from New Orleans, I'm used to a live, active city, and San Antonio is very similar. So that's it for San Antonio. From here, we're going to continue to head west and headed towards Big Bend.
Oh, great. Oh, yay. I remember that.
They're
Don't
not-
need to recap.
They're not going to tune in with that reaction.
Still watch it. Still watch it, please.
Yeah, watch us in our misery.
I said, I don't know. I didn't pay when we got in. He just said it was broken. Go on in.
It's broken going in.
Yeah.
Lucky us if we don't have